Now let me double check. Make sure we got good audio. Now let me double check. Hey, say something real quick.
What's up? What's up?
What's up, man?
How you feeling about these games today?
Pretty good, man. You know, it is week 18. We call it the dead week.
It
But
is. It is.
I think it's going to be a really good series of games. You know, some playoff matchups, pretty much.
How you feeling about these games today? A lot of big games today. We were talking right before we got started. Buffalo, Miami. It's going to be a crazy game. Both
Yeah,
fighting for
yeah,
that number two seed. Bills, if they lose, are they out? What's their record right now?
yeah. So if the Bills lose, then the Steelers are in. The only way that the Bills won't be in is if the Bills lose and the Jags win.
Ah, okay, yeah,
Yeah, so if the
yeah.
Bills lose and Jags win, the Jags are in, and Bills are out. It's looking
It's going
pretty
to be
good for
funny
the
to see how it
Jags. I
all
mean,
pans out.
yeah,
Yeah.
the Titans haven't been a great team, so I don't think the Jags will struggle too much with them. But the good thing for the Jags is if the Jags win, then the Steelers will be out, regardless of what happens with the Bills. Well, I guess if the Bills lose, the Steelers will be in. But if Jags win, Bills win, then the Steelers will be out.
On the NFC side, we got what is it? Tampa and the Packers. Green Bay fighting for a playoff spot. Seattle and the Saints on the bubble there.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what it looks like to me.
Yeah, the Saints. I mean, they could easily sneak in too. The Falcons can still make it. They got like a
Yeah,
40% chance to be in there. I'm
Falcons
pretty
can.
sure.
Yeah, yeah. I'm looking at that now. It says 40% chance.
Yeah. So
Yeah, there's some interesting games, man. Chicago's going to want to beat Green Bay and knock them out of it.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, the Seahawks can make it in. I'm not sure exactly what that whole scenario is. I know if the Bucks win, they're number four.
Yeah, they're definitely going to need Green Bay and the Buck. One of the Green Bay and the Buck. One of the two to lose. I think Seattle does.
I think they need the Saints to lose. I think if the Saints lose and the Bucks win, then the Seahawks will be in
Right, right.
because it'll be Seahawks seven
Yeah, I'm looking at
and
it.
Packers six.
Dude, yeah, no fantasy this week. Obviously, I mean, if anybody's playing fantasy this week, you need to talk to your commissioner because there's a lot of people sitting and this is a bad week for fantasy. But
I
definitely
didn't.
DFS is in
Yeah,
play.
DFS is in play for sure.
DFS is in play, and I think you're going to see some, especially like Rashad White in this first game. We got Tampa Bay against Carolina. Tampa Bay favored by 4, 37 under over. I expect Rashad White to have a phenomenal day. Mike Evans is healthy, right?
I believe he is. Yeah.
Yeah, and Baker's been playing lights out. I mean,
Yeah, he's been playing
is he an
great.
option for you in DFS right now, or you
He's
tend,
not.
trending more towards Rashad White?
Yeah, I'm actually straight away from both of those guys. I don't have any Bucks in my lineup, but we'll talk about that a little more later. You would have jumped straight into the Falcons and Saints game.
Yeah, yeah, we can.
Let's. Do you want to go through these games and talk about players that you could potentially start for DFS, or since we don't have fantasy today? I mean, we could keep it going with a
Yeah, we
fantasy
can
show,
do
but
that. I need to pull up because I don't have this. I don't really have a DFS lineup right now, but we can make one as we go. How about that? That
I
sounds
like
kind of
that.
fun. Um,
Yeah, we'll talk
yeah,
about that
you
the
so
whole
you
way.
have Falcons Saints as the first game.
Yeah, Falcons Saints the first game for me.
My wife's doing Tampa, Carolina for me.
I'll go ahead and pull up the prices on players too. Give me 1 second. Yeah, that'll be an interesting game. The Saints need a win there. They're -3 at home. Over under a 42. You taking the over or the under in this game?
I'm going to take the under. I think it's going to be a hard fought divisional game. Saints got a good defense. Where's this game at again? Is it in New
it's
Orleans?
in it's in New Orleans, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I think that kind of helps that defense. What's his name starting for? Is it Taylor Heineke starting for Atlanta this week?
Yeah, I would assume
Or
so,
is
but I know he is questionable. I don't know if he'll. I don't know if he's playing or not today.
um yeah, as far as in DFS, I'm probably staying away from anybody on the Falcons side, going against a
Yeah,
tough defense. in New
Yeah.
Orleans. I, I mean, obviously, if you are playing fantasy right now, your main guy is Bijan, and maybe you do throw Jake London in there. But I'm good on any Falcons players against that tough defense in New Orleans.
Yeah, I think Kyle Pitts could be an interesting play. The Saints defense isn't very good against the
Definitely
tight
because the
end.
Saints do give up. Yeah,
Yeah. But yeah, I'm staying away from Taylor Heineke. I don't want anything to do with Derek Carr. The Saints side of the ball, I mean,
yeah,
Alvin Kamara could be a good play, but he's a little expensive. He's always expensive. The Alvin Kamara is at 7,500 and he's questionable. So I
yeah.
would try to steer away from somebody like that.
Yeah, I think Olave is definitely in play. Olave's had a great season so far. But in DFS, I don't know. I think all these players probably gonna be a little bit overpriced in a game where I'm taking the under. Where do you feel about? How do you feel about the under over on this
Yeah, I
game?
think I'm with you on the under. That's kind of why I want to go Bijan Robinson. At 6,600, I really like him as a play. The Saints have a good run defense, but I mean, Bijan's good everywhere. And if Arthur Smith has any sense, he'll use Bijan to try to get into the playoffs.
Man, that's the big question, right? Is whether he uses the first round pick, the first round draft pick that he took. So talented, man, but he just tends to give Tyler Algier the ball on goal lines, and it's just very weird how he's managed his play this year. But I mean, phenomenal talent for sure.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, Drake London's at 5,000 this week. Could be an interesting play. We've seen him do it before at that price. But
I wonder if Marshawn Lattimore is going to be back in. Well, no, no, no. I don't know if he will be, but he might. Does a
yeah,
really good job of shutting down physical receivers.
yeah, for sure. You ready to move on to the next one?
Yeah,
Who do you got
man. Who
winning
you
that
got?
game?
Who you got winning this game?
I think I'm gonna take the Saints
I'm gonna go
here.
with New Orleans.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Derek
go
Carr's
New
been playing
Orleans.
okay.
I don't know if they cover the three. I would probably stay away from this being a divisional game. Going to be close. I guess I'll take New Orleans to I'll take New Orleans to cover, but I don't feel great about it. But I think they
Look,
win. I picked them to win the division. It doesn't look like that's going to happen because it looks like the Bucks are going to probably just win in Carolina. But
hey, I don't want
but
to
yeah,
hear. I
I
don't
think
want
I
to
think New
hear
Orleans is
to
going to.
stay away from these games because they're divisional games. That's every single game today is a divisional game.
Ah, okay, it is. Yeah,
Every
I
single
think
game in the
I
NFL is
guess they
divisional,
made the last week divisional games. I guess they thought that it would make that last week a little more important if they're all divisional games.
which it is.
That
It's
way,
very important. Yeah,
which it seems that way. Yeah, so I think it's a good way. A good like the way they set it up is pretty cool.
yeah, for sure. Our next game we got Tampa Bay versus Carolina. This game's in Carolina. Over under 37 points. Don't worry, it gets way worse than that. But Carolina's +4 in this game. I think that's probably about right. I'm going to take Tampa Bay to cover there, but I am going to take the over
Yeah,
in
me
this
too.
game.
It's in Carolina, but is it like really in Carolina? Like tickets were going for like 10 cents or something
Yeah,
like
it's
that. I saw the other
crazy.
day.
That's
Like
so insane. Like 45
nobody
cents.
is there. It's like they're in a practice facility or something playing. It's not going to affect the game. It's going to be really easy for Baker to make those plays and call those audibles at the line of scrimmage. Not that it's going to matter
Yeah,
because it
it's,
seems like
it's
Tampa Bay's going
surprising.
to win this game anyway.
It's really surprising
But
because that
there's
is a nice stadium.
it really is a nice stadium. I've always liked it. There's not a bad seat in that stadium.
That's right.
Um, yeah, there's a lot of pressure on Baker here. This is probably the most pressure he's felt since week one. After the controversy between him and Kyle Trask, he ran with it, but now this is like win and you're in, lose and you're out. This is a lot of pressure, and it's at the end of the day, you're still playing an NFL team who's going to go out there and try to ruin your season. But I think they get it done. I'm taking Tampa to cover too.
Yeah, you got to remember that we're talking about Heisman Trophy winner Baker Mayfield here.
He's really matured, man. He's come a long way.
He has, and he was also a high draft capital in Cleveland. So there's a lot of pressure, a lot more pressure on him there. I feel like than there is now. I think he's
Yeah,
more than capable of handling the pressure that's on him today
I
to
agree
get
with
in the
that.
playoffs.
Yeah, I agree with that. But at the end of the day, still got to go out there and get the win.
That's right.
And I think they will. Anybody in this game, I think Rashad White. I'm not sure how much he's going for in DFS, but
He's
it's
going for
probably pretty high.
7,600.
That's high. I
He is
mean,
the
he's
most expensive starting running back. So you've got, and this is only in DraftKings. I'm not talking about any FanDuel because I don't have those pulled up. But McCaffrey's at 9,300. He's out. Kyron Williams
Yeah.
is doubtful at 8,000, and then Rashad White at 7,600.
Yeah. I'm probably staying away from Rashad White, but if you want him
It's a good
in, I
play.
get it. It's a good play.
Yeah, he's a good
Yeah,
play for
it's a
sure.
good
He's
play.
expensive, but I really like the route of going expensive receivers this week. And we'll get to
Okay.
that. There's a lot of really good, cheap volume plays at running back this week. We'll talk about that whenever we get to those teams. But what do you feel about Mike Evans and Baker Mayfield in this?
I think they're a fun play this game. Like I said, I think it's gonna come late for Rashad White because we're both picking the Bucks to win this game and cover. So it's gonna come second half. You're gonna see that's what makes Rashad White a good play. So if it don't come early for Mike Evans and Baker, it might not come late. But so I would rather play Rashad White over Baker or Mike Evans. But I mean, I don't see anything wrong if you want to call your shot on that. It's a defense that's pretty good at a pretty good secondary. But yeah, if I'm going that route, I'd go Rashad White. But I mean, Baker and Evans are fine plays.
Yeah, I'm with you there. Like you said, it's going to be one of those games where the Panthers are trying to knock off a divisional opponent. They don't want them to get in. They're going to try to win the game.
Yeah,
There's no real value for the Panthers to win this game, but
yeah,
honestly, it might be better for them to lose it. For
yeah. I mean, yeah,
well, I don't think they actually have their draft pick this year, so
they
that might be better
don't,
for them
but
to
it would
win.
help them with the rest of their draft picks if
That's
they
true.
wanted to really get technical. I'm not sure because I don't know if they don't have the first because that's Chicago, but the second round pick, I don't know if that's Chicago's either because they gave up a lot.
Yeah, that's right. The one thing is though, like I don't know how I feel about Chuba Hubbard in this game. He's probably the
It's a
only
tough
guy.
matchup.
It's 5,500. He's relatively cheap, but there's still significantly better options that I like later on.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, especially if
wide
Vita Vea is playing
receivers,
in this game.
wide receivers, I'm staying away. Bryce
Oh, for
Young, I'm
sure,
out.
for sure.
Um,
Yeah,
I think we can move on from this game. I got the Bucks winning, and I got the Bucks covering.
yeah. The Jets again in New England under over 29.
That's nasty.
Don't look.
That's
Don't
bad.
watch.
Patriots
I'll
defense
be
in my lineup.
I'll have to get somebody behind me like the bird box with the eyes. That's how I'm about to watch that game like that.
Patriots defense is in my lineup in DFS. They're 3,600.
That's good.
I feel like
That's
it's
a
a
good play.
lot. 29 points is
Yeah,
so low.
it's a great play because there's not going to be very many points. So it's a safe play, and also I mean, there's a reason why solo these offenses can't get anything going. So you might get a defensive score, a special team score. It's a good play
Yeah,
with a
for
high
sure.
floor.
It's
Yeah,
Trevor Simeon starting. He's 4,900. He's actually kind of an interesting play for tournaments, I think. I could see a world where I
me
have
too.
Trevor Simeon and Garrett Wilson in a little lineup together. That's kind of fun.
Trevor Simeon just hasn't looked good. I mean, he's an old guy, like an older veteran. I mean, what is he, 8, 9 years in the league now? Honestly forgot he
Yeah.
even existed, dude.
Yeah.
Um, I'm out on him, man.
Yeah, I wouldn't
but
put him in cash, but
yeah, I get a tournament play, but
Garrett Wilson's
I
5,900.
don't
That's
know.
very
I'd
cheap
look
as
elsewhere.
well.
Yeah, I like his
Crazier things
fun
have
though.
happened. Yeah.
Crazier,
Yeah.
oh for sure, for sure.
Brees Hall, 7,200. I'm out.
Definitely
I would take
out, man.
Rashad White over him every day. It's $400 more. I mean, Travis Etienne is 7,300. So I would go with any of those
Right,
guys
yeah,
over him.
I agree with all of that for sure, for sure. Any yeah, how you feeling about Garrett Wilson? I mean, he's going
I
to get
don't
locked
know.
down.
He's gonna get locked down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he's
It's
going to
gonna
get
be
locked
ugly.
down.
I mean,
This
you're
Patriots
probably gonna
defense is
see.
still legit.
And
Huh?
I think the Jets defense is a great start too. I would be okay with
Oh
starting both
yeah,
of
for
those
sure.
guys, especially if you're doing a showdown. I think those are the fun showdowns to do because you can put both defenses in there.
Definitely. Who you got winning this game?
Um, I guess the Patriots.
Me too. I would never pick the Jets to beat the Patriots.
Yeah, I guess I got the Patriots winning this. Zappy's kind of shown some life.
He's been playing all right. Yeah, he's
They've been putting up a
I
little bit
mean,
of
he's not
points,
going to win you a Super Bowl, I don't think, or anything like that. Yeah, that's a little extreme,
but he
but
hasn't played the Jets
he's
defense yet.
yeah, so we'll see how he plays
That
today
could be,
for
and
sure.
that's why the over/under is 29 points. You got
Yeah.
subpar quarterback
Yeah.
play, and phenomenal defense. So
Yeah, they're expecting him to play they're expecting him to have a bad day.
yeah, I'm staying away from pretty much everybody in the Patriots. Bailey Zappi, Demario Douglas. I guess you could throw him in, but he's a little expensive today, more than normal. I think I can tell you what that is. I think he's like 4,600.
Yeah.
He's 4,400, which is a little more than normal. I would like to pay like 41 for him today in that matchup.
How you feeling about Zeke in this game?
I'm done. I don't want it. 29 points over under.
Yeah, I'm with you. Just stay away from it. You're
What's
kind
it
of
going to
putting
be?
a low floor on your player with
17 to
29 point
10
under. Yeah, it's like, okay, what am I going to gamble on one or two touchdowns for a guy,
or 13 to
versus like in a
17.
game with a high under over like this Minnesota Detroit game, in a few, coming up here in a second. 47 under over. It's like you want those high scoring games, especially
Yeah,
in
for
DFS.
sure. What game do you have next?
I got Cleveland at Cincy.
Yep, yep.
Cincinnati favored
Another.
by 7.5. That just shows you that Cleveland's already clinched. They're benching their starters. No Flacco, no Amari Cooper. So they expect, this is going to be one of those games. Probably most people are just going to look elsewhere because there's more exciting games on today. But
Yeah, I think that I'm going to be watching this game because I have Pierre Strong in my lineup.
oh, nice. I
Yeah,
like that. How much
Pierre
is he going for?
Strong, 4,000.
Nice.
Yeah, Pierre
He's
Strong.
pretty talented. I watched some film on him when New England
Uh,
drafted him.
yeah, Jerome Ford is sitting. Kareem Hunt has been battling a groin injury for 6 weeks.
Oh
There's
yeah,
no way.
they're going
There's
to
no way they start him. Yeah, and so Pierre
yeah.
Strong will be the only active running back on the roster.
Which is weird. They're definitely gonna have to bring something else there.
Yeah, they're
'Cause
going
if
to
he
bring
gets
somebody. I
hurt,
think they have. I can think of the guy that played for Tennessee, running back for Tennessee, the Tennessee in college.
yeah, I'm
I
trying
can
to
think of his
think.
name. I can pull it up.
Yeah,
But
but yeah,
yeah,
this game is
I think that's a must start. He's going to have a lot of volume, and at 4,000, that really gives you the room to spend up big time at wide receiver.
I love it, dude. Yeah, especially he's gonna get all the volume. We all know that fantasy volume is king. You get a guy who's averaging 3.9, but if he's getting 20 carries, and 5 goal line carries, it's like the volume
And,
is going to win. It's going to give
and
you
he's probably
points. They
going to
don't
get
have to
catches
necessarily
too.
be productive.
I mean, if
Yeah,
he
and I
goes out
think
there
that
and
he's
gets
a talented enough player to get you some points. I like that play a lot.
yeah, if he goes out there and gets me, 13 carries and 3 catches for 70 yards and no touchdown, it's still 10 points for $4,000. That shit. If he goes out there and gets in the
10
end
points
zone,
for
I mean, that's going to break the
4,000, and
slate.
it helps you. Yeah, it makes those where you spend up. It makes it a little bit easier to predict those guys that you can spend up. Like Rashad White's pretty transparent on like his day. Probably gonna hit you anywhere between like 75 to 115 yards rushing, maybe a touchdown or two. I definitely see him getting in the end zone today.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
think he's got
The Bengals
flexibility.
the Bengals do have their starters in this week. I don't know how long that'll last, but they are planning on starting Jake Browning, Jamar Chase. T. Higgins might be out. Jamar Chase is a really interesting player at wide receiver. If you want to spend up, I do have other options that I like a little bit better to spend up on, but Jamar Chase isn't that much cheaper than Justin Jefferson this week. So Justin
Yeah, and it's
Jefferson's
a
a
good
ball
play
out.
too because you're going to get the backups for Cleveland. They're not going to start
That's right.
those big name guys.
That's right. Absolutely. Yeah,
So
Jamar
if you're going to
Chase is
spend up, I
going.
mean,
He's at seventy three
nobody can.
hundred. Give me
It's a
other
little
guys.
risky, but I don't think it's. I don't think
It's cheap.
I think it's a good play.
If T
It's
Higgins is
cheap,
out, he's a good
and
play.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it would be hard for the starters to cover Jamar Chase. Let's be honest. You throw
That's
some
right.
backups in there, you're like, okay, let's see what happens. Yeah, I like Jamar Chase.
Yeah, absolutely. Other than that, I mean, I'm okay with. I don't really want to start Joe Mixon here. I mean, they're probably going to try to run the clock out, but I don't know. I'm staying away from it.
Okay
It's a
with
little
Joe
expensive.
Mixon. I'm okay with Joe Mixon, but yeah, not for the price. I think
Well,
that's what you're
never
getting
mind.
at.
He's at 6,300. Sorry, he's only at 6,300.
Okay, that ain't bad. I think that's a pretty good start. A guy's gonna get all
Yeah,
the
it's not
volume.
bad.
Yeah, a guy who's going against the second string defense. They're going to run out the clock. You already see that, and they're with them being favored by 7.5. I'm okay with Joe Mixon.
Yeah, I can see him definitely getting in the end zone. Who do you got winning this game? The Bengals?
Out of the Bengals, yeah.
Yeah.
With the backups out, I'm not. I don't really know what
Over
that's
under
going to bring to the
37
table.
points.
So.
I'll take the over on that one.
I will too. I think it's going to be a pretty, like a 21, 23, 21, 24 kind of game. Maybe you get a 17-24 or 17-21, but it's going to be. I think I would take the over there too.
That's right. I got the Jags and the Titans next in Tennessee.
That's going to be an interesting game. So Jag has
Yeah,
to win this game. I think we both think they're going to win.
I do too. Yeah, I do.
But what if this is just one of them Derrick Henry so long so long off pal. Like
You think he's done
they're
after
probably gonna
this?
let him go.
Yeah.
I mean, more than likely.
Yeah, Tajay
I
Spears has
think.
looked
I
great.
mean, yeah, and they've the tread is thinning
It is
on.
thinning for sure. But he's still put up, he's like
You
leads the
know,
league in touchdowns right now, right? Or he's like really
yeah,
close in rushing
he's still
touchdowns.
a baller, and you want to see him go to somewhere that has a more pro style offense, like like I mean, Baltimore doesn't necessarily have a pro style offense, but they have a good running scheme. Man, could you imagine Derrick Henry at the Rams? I mean, Kyron Williams is phenomenal, but with that running scheme, oh my God, it'd be insane.
Yeah, for sure. It's Kyron Williams has been amazing. We'll talk about him a
Oh,
little bit
for
later,
sure,
but
yeah. I mean, they're not going to make that move because Kyron Williams can get the job done, and
yeah,
more
for sure. He's
than.
young. He's very young, and it sucks he's gonna
Yeah,
battle with injury, but you know.
yeah.
But yeah, Jacksonville versus Tennessee. I think Jacksonville's gonna win. I think they're gonna cover too. Tennessee, I'm sure, is going to be wanting to knock them off. If they lose, they're out. So that could be interesting there. I'm staying away from pretty much everybody in this game, though. There's so many options I like more. I mean,
Yeah,
Calvin Ridley's an interesting start. He's kind of cheap. I think he's at 6,500. No, he's not cheap.
Trevor
He's
Lawrence.
6,500 though.
Trevor Lawrence could be an interesting play. The Titans secondary really hasn't been that great this year. Um, I'm not sure if I would go that way really in DFS because I haven't started uh, Trevor Lawrence all season in DFS. So
Yeah, I
I'm not
started
saying
him
you
in
should go with him
one game. I
here.
don't remember which one it was, but um, probably not a good one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
he's
this is a
6,800
matchup
today.
where
Yeah, he's 6,800 today. I agree with what you're saying. About to say.
yeah. Yeah, I think he's going to have a good day, but I'm trying to stay away from DFS. But this is a game I'll definitely have my eyes on, man. Tennessee is more than capable of winning this game. Jacksonville is a very inconsistent team where they sit at 9-7. Sometimes they'll shock you. They play well. The offense looks really great, and then the next week it's like they're just like Trevor Lawrence is just getting beat up back there.
Yeah,
It's
for
like, and
sure.
he can't get his receivers the ball, and ETN's not running as well. And this could be one of those games because Tennessee is always going to be physical. It's a divisional game. It's in Tennessee. I could see an upset here,
It'll be funny.
but I'm going to believe in Trevor Lawrence. I had him in the playoffs. I think they win this game.
Yeah, Derrick Henry is actually at 6,400. I had him in my lineup at one point, but I took him out. I really like the receivers this week, and I want to stay. We can go super cheap. We got some other guys coming up here in a second.
Any interest in DFS with DeAndre Hopkins in this game, with Jacksonville being a terrible secondary?
I could see it, especially with Jacksonville being the favorites. Tennessee will probably be behind. How much is DeAndre this week?
Mm-hmm.
How much is Hopkins this week?
Let me look.
He's 6,100. Sorry, I got it. Yeah, that's a little
I
high
don't
for me.
know. I'm about to
That's a
look.
little high.
I'm trying to
He's
look.
6,100. Can you hear me?
Well, so like a little bit. It's a little bit.
But yeah, I can
But I
see it
don't
being
see him
good.
being a 5,000 kind of guy. Like 5,900. It's the right line, I think, for him.
Yeah, I think so.
Which means, and you're always looking for the line that's a little bit under.
For sure, for sure. And that's why I went the way I went with the cheap running backs. We'll go through my lineup in a little bit, but yeah, the Vikings. Oh, sorry. You anything else you got on this game? Is there anything else you got on this
No,
game?
I think we're good, man. We're not. No, I'm good on this game. I think we both have Jacksonville winning.
Yeah, I think so too. I think Jacksonville will be in the
Can you hear me?
playoffs. I mean, yeah, I can hear you. Am I lagging?
Okay. Yeah, just a little bit.
Okay, yeah, that's a big delay there.
Just a little
Um,
bit.
Let me see what I can do. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, we're coming through pretty late here. Let me see what I can do here. Hey, you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, cool. Yeah, so I think it'll be a it's an interesting game for sure, but I think Jacksonville will take it.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Minnesota at Detroit. Detroit favored by 4 points, under over 47. How do you feel about this game?
I think Detroit should handle it pretty easily, but we'll see. I mean, I know Detroit's got their starters in this week. They could. I'm pretty sure they could still win the 2 spot. I have to pull that up.
Yeah, I think that they can. I'm looking at it right now. Cowboys sitting at the Cowboys got the 2 spot right now.
Yeah, if the Cowboys and the Eagles both lose, then the Lions could take the 2 spot.
Right, because the Lions, yep, because they're both they're 11-5. So yeah, who knows? I mean, who do the Cowboys play? Okay, that'll be
They play Washington.
Commanders later on. We'll get there soon. Yeah, that yeah. Well,
You
that's
never
just
know. I mean,
seems like
crazier things
Dallas
have
on that
happened.
one. Crazier things have happened, man. Um, who do you like in DFS? Anybody like in DFS in this game? In this
Yeah, I like Justin
Minnesota Detroit
Jefferson.
game?
I like Justin Jefferson. Actually, my quarterback, I have Nick Mullins at quarterback this week.
I like that play. How much was he like? 4,600?
Yeah, Nick Mullins was
5,000?
Nick Mullins was 5,100 and Justin Jefferson is 8,500.
Okay. I think he gets loose too. I like any interest in Almond Ra in this game?
I mean, yeah, of course, I had him in most of my lineups. I took him out just because I like CeeDee Lamb a little bit better. He's expensive, but
Yeah. I
um,
would agree with that. I would agree with that 100%. Minnesota way better defense than Washington.
yeah, but Amon Ra, I mean, he's gonna be mad. He's gonna be mad that he didn't make the Pro Bowl. He'll go out there and just try to piss everybody off.
He always has that chip on his
I
shoulder,
love it.
man.
I love it, man. He's a great player. I mean, I don't think he's had like it's been
Yeah.
like what every game with like over 100 yards or like 14 games with 100 yards this year.
He's
Something
insane,
crazy.
man. He's insane. He's so good. One of the best route runners in the league, man, right
Yeah,
now.
for sure. Amon Ra has been incredible this year. So yeah, I really like him in DFS. I think what is he like 7,800 or something?
That sounds about right. Oh yeah, I would go CeeDee Lamb over Almond Ra. You're probably paying a little bit more for CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah, you're paying a good bit more. CD is at 9,300. He's the highest one on the slate.
Yeah, I can see
Which
that.
Amon
It's the
Ra's at
best matchup,
8,600 though.
which is pretty high. I feel like it's a little bit high for him.
I don't know. I don't really think it's that high. I like Justin Jefferson a little bit better because of the defense, but I think it's probably pretty close. If you make him any cheaper, he's a smash play.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Who you got winning this game?
Yeah, give me the Lions here. They've been playing great all year. It's Nick Mullins at quarterback. It's really hard for me to say that the Vikings can go there and pull off an upset in Detroit.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. I think they cover too. I'd almost be willing to put a little money on this game and take Detroit to cover. With it being at home too. Golf has shown some inconsistencies lately, so I guess that's if you're looking for where they can't cover, where they're going to lose this game, it's going to be turnovers by Golf. But I think they get right. It's in Detroit, and if as long as they go smooth, there's Mullins is going to turn the ball over a couple times.
Yeah, that's
So
right.
if Golf can play mistake free, they'll have no problem covering the spread.
Yeah, for sure. How do you feel about Gibbs and David Montgomery this week?
I think they're the same they've been all year. You can start them. They're great
Yeah,
plays.
yeah. Gibbs at
You know,
6,700 on
if,
DraftKings, and Montgomery's at 6,400. So I would be okay
that's
for
a good
sure with
line.
Montgomery. Yeah.
Yeah, I would take the cheaper option just because those guys. This is definitely a 50-50 backfield. Any guy on any given Sunday can give you 20 points. So give me the cheaper option.
Yeah, I'm with you there for sure. Are we done with this game? Is that it?
Yeah, I think so. Seattle at Arizona.
One second. I
Seattle
actually want to go
favored by
back
two and
for
a
1 second.
half here.
I do want to talk about the tight
Okay.
end, the backup tight end for the for the Vikings, Johnny Munt. He actually outsnapped Josh Oliver last
Johnny
week and
Munt.
had some targets. Johnny Munt is 3,000 on DraftKings. So if you want to punt completely, I think he's a very good option. He looked pretty good in TJ Hawkins' absence.
I like that. Yeah, definitely, definitely. It seems like a game they're going to have to. Minnesota's an aggressive offense anyway. That's why you're going to see. You always see a bunch of turnovers, but
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I like that play. I think that's especially for the price. I mean, I'm one to always punt tight end, so I'm always looking for that diamond in the rough down. At the very, very bottom. Sometimes you got to search the name,
Yeah, right.
but yeah, I like that play.
Yeah, he looked
Definitely
good
keep your
last week
eyes on
too.
that.
Yeah, but yeah, Seattle and Arizona. In Arizona, Seahawks are -2.5. I think they're going to come out and they're looking for that playoff spot. But over under a 47.5 points.
It's gonna be a shootout. They think it's gonna be a shootout.
Yeah, I
We'll
think it
see.
is too.
Kyler Murray, like, does he have it in him
He had it in
to
him
even
last
keep
week to
up?
beat
Like,
the Eagles. So
that's fair. That's fair. Is
yeah, it's
that do you
sad.
think that's more of a Kyler Murray taking to going to the next level, or you think that's just the Eagles being in more of a slump lately?
Um, I think it's a little bit of both, but I also think that the Seahawks defense isn't much better.
Okay, that's cool. That's a good take. Yeah, I'm thinking Seattle would cover here. I think they win, but it would not shock me. I mean, Arizona surprised us several times, this
Yeah,
year.
if it was
Or well, I
if it
say
was
several, but a couple. We'll say a couple.
that's right. If I mean against the Cowboys and the Eagles, how strange, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, two phenomenal wins. So they have it in them to win this game. But I'm gonna go with Seattle to win. I don't know what they're gonna do with Geno Smith after this season. It's gonna be really interesting because I think they got to address the quarterback position. They got a lot of talent on that team. All them wide receivers. Like, what's the point of drafting those wide receivers if you don't address the quarterback situation? If we got Geno from last year, this team would be a way better team. But it seems like he's just playing a little more timid, in the pocket.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think I'm with you there too. I'll take Seattle to cover. If it was like 3.5, I probably would have taken Arizona, but 2.5, I think it's going to be a field goal game. So,
I like that. Okay, okay. Anything
James
else you want to go over
Conner.
here? James Conner. How you feeling about James Conner?
Yeah, James Conner, I feel like it's a really good play. He's cheap this week at 6,100. Seattle has a terrible run defense. We saw that. I mean, all year. I mean, they're 30th.
Yeah.
So I think he's a good play, but there is a guy that's $100 cheaper, and I think he's the better matchup. So I've got Samir White in my lineup at 600 or 6,000.
Nice, nice. I like it. He's been running well. He can carry a workload.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's just
Big
about all
body
I
running
have.
back from Georgia, just very physical.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the wide receivers. DK Metcalf is 7,200. I'm not really a fan of that. Like you said, there's an issue there at quarterback, and it's hard for me to want to put those guys in my
Yeah,
lineup.
it's just something I'm not trying to bet on those three receivers. Like one of them's going to have a touchdown, or two of them might have a touchdown, but it's like I don't know. It's like you're kind of chasing between like a randomized which one of those three are going to have hit. I mean, DK is the big downfield man beater, but if I was going to take a shot on one, I probably would go
JSN
DK
at
or
4,800.
JSN. But JSN with the price makes me want to go JSN.
Yeah,
But I
Lockett
think
is
DK
at
will have the better
5,600 too.
day. Yeah, me personally, I'm staying away. I'd rather go with the running backs here if I'm going to target Seattle. Kenneth Walker, is he out? Is it Zach
Let
Charbonnet
me
show
double
or?
check. Kenneth Walker's in at 6,500 too. That's a great
Oh,
start for sure.
yeah, no, that's a smash play for me. I think he's
Yeah, I
going. I
like
mean, he's
that.
already got the big play potential, and you mix that with how terrible the run defense is for Arizona. It's a good recipe for an explosive play.
Yeah, for sure. I have Greg Dortch in my lineup this week at 4,600.
The Dortch, I
Yeah, the
love it.
Dortch. He's been kind of
4,600.
consistent. Yeah, you know what you're going to get. Probably about 8, 10 points, something like that. If he can give me
Yeah.
8 points, I'll be pretty happy with that. So I've got some pretty expensive guys here coming up, but the Bears and the Packers.
Anything else? Yeah, Bears Packers. This is going to be a fun game because the Packers need to win to be in. And Chicago, I mean, they've talked Aaron Rodgers, we own you. Jordan Love. Oh, here we go again. We went through Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, and now is Jordan Love going to own the Bears? I mean, starting to feel like I don't know.
It's kind of fun to watch.
It is going to be fun to watch. Chicago's going to, they're fighting for a lot, not necessarily for their season, but like, do we bring back Justin Fields? What is our running back room?
Yeah,
Like what do we need to address? Because it just seems like they're going to try to grab like I do think a quarterback. They go Marvin Harrison Jr. to kind of give Justin Fields some extra help with DJ Moore and Cole Kmet.
could be
So it'll be
nasty.
very interesting to see kind of like I think they're still the jury's still out on like what they want to do there. And I think this game could help a little bit decide that.
Yeah, I like Justin Fields a lot this week. I think he has a pretty high ceiling and a pretty high floor. I mean, he could very easily be the number one quarterback on the slate this week. But he's at 7,200. It's a little expensive for me. That's why I pivoted to Nick Mullins at 5,100. I'm staying away from both of the running backs in this game. I mean, Aaron Jones could do something, but I don't really believe in him. And then who is the running back? Who even is the running back in Chicago right now?
Yeah, good luck, Roshan Johnson or
Khalil
Foreman or
Herbert.
Herbert. It's
Yeah, we
like
don't really
good
know.
luck there. No,
Yeah,
thank
wide
you. And it's
receiver.
already.
Go
Uh,
ahead.
oh yeah, I mean the matchup isn't the worst against Green Bay as far as running backs go, but yeah, I'm with you. I'm not taking any
That's right.
running backs.
Yeah, receiver DJ Moore 7,000. I'm okay.
Yeah, it seems high for a game that's. I mean, Jair Alexander's still a phenomenal DB. You know, you do get that matchup. DJ Moore's not really a guy who plays in the slot too often. He's always out wide, and that's where Alexander's going to be. It's going to be a good matchup to watch. I think Green Bay wins this game though. I think they should secure their spot in the playoff. I didn't have them in there before the season. I had Minnesota. I think if Kirk Cousins is with
Right.
Minnesota, maybe they get in. Who knows? You know.
That's right.
But uh, but yeah, I'm taking the Packers to cover here. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I agree with that. Jaden Reed is still questionable, and Christian Watson's questionable. So Romeo Dobbs could be an interesting play. Devontae Wicks or Dontavian Wicks is also questionable. So Romeo Dobbs is a little
What
interesting.
what shocked me if, like you said, Justin Fields went out and had a number one week, and they just won this game. It's
Yeah.
going to take that kind of game from Justin Fields for them to win this because they're not going to win it on the ground. We know that. So he's going to have to play a
Well,
clean game and use his legs to get this. But yeah, I don't know. I don't see
they're not going
Chicago
to win
doing
it on
it.
the
But
ground from the running backs, but from Justin Fields, he
right,
can put up
right,
100
right.
rushing
Like I
yards
said, yeah, he's going to have to use his legs for sure.
for sure. Yeah,
Are
but
you so you, are you taking the Packers to cover?
I'm not actually. I think it's going to be a very tight game. Minus
I
three
like that. I think it will
points.
be too.
Yeah, I think it could be within that. I think you give the Bears 3 points there. The
Yeah,
receivers though
Bears
for the
defense.
Packers.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I don't know. Romeo Dobbs is 5,800. Jaden Reed's 57. He's the only one I want to start. Is Jaden Reed.
Yeah,
He had
he's
two
so
touchdowns
talented.
last week. They were insane, man. He
I like Jaden Reed a lot. I've been thinking he's the best wide receiver. You know, Christian Watson coming in, I was thinking about him as the year went on. You're like, Jaden Reed guy, he's showing a lot. He's showing a lot of talent.
yeah, absolutely. Tucker Kraft is an interesting name to mention.
Tight end for the Packers.
Yeah, he's 3,700. I think Luke Musgrave is questionable, so Tucker Kraft, sorry, could be a pretty good play this week.
Yeah, definitely. If Musgrave sits, I like that too. If you're
Yeah,
looking for
especially
another
if
punt there.
Christian Watson's questionable, Jane Reed questionable, Dontavian Wicks questionable. So
The Rams and the 49ers. This will be a fun game. I mean, I guess
yeah,
the
it is.
49ers are they have they clinched the number one seed,
That's right.
so they're probably just got all their guys resting. So
Yep.
and Rams, they're fighting, are they not? Or are they
The
out?
Rams are fighting. I think they're right now. They're sitting. I think if they win, they're in. I think they'll go to 6 if they win.
Okay, I knew they were like on right there on it. Let me take a look. Okay, no, they're the seed. Yeah, they are the sixth seed at 9-7, so they need to win this
Oh no,
game.
they've already clinched. They've already clinched.
Have they?
Yeah, they've already
Okay,
clinched.
nice. Okay, they're a good team too. So like maybe this isn't as an important game. They might have just both of these teams probably just benched their players and
Yeah, they
save it
did.
and try
Sorry,
to
I
get
forgot
healthy for
about that.
the.
Carson Wentz is actually starting at quarterback this week. He could be really interesting.
Oh man, I would stay away personally, but I get it. I get it if you want to go there and save a lot of money, you know. But I'm
Yeah,
okay
can I
with that,
interest
you
you in
know.
4,500 at quarterback?
If he had Puka Nakua and Cooper Cup, maybe. But I mean, you got Robinson, you got Skoranek probably's out there. You got I can't remember the entire depth chart, but yeah, just I don't. It's just a lot of unknowns there, you
Yeah,
know,
there's
and
one
you don't
guy
really
in this
know
game
what
that I
you're going
got.
against on the defensive side with those backups in. It is a risky pick if you go Carson Wentz already going Carson Wentz. You throw in all those other like unknowns, it kind of pushes me away.
Yeah, I got. I'm really excited for this play. I got Jordan Mason in at 4,600.
Oh, that's a good play. I like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Christian McCaffrey's
4,600.
they're
That's a
sitting
great
Christian
play.
McCaffrey. I'm sure they're not going to run with Elijah Mitchell just because he is a solid backup and he's been battling injury. So you keep him
Yeah.
healthy. You throw Jordan Mason in, who's been phenomenal.
Oh, I
It's
like
just
that a
second year
lot.
on the team. Yeah,
Yeah,
Jordan Mason,
and
dude.
Jordan Mason, he's good. He's shown signs of like being able to run in that system. So I think that's a great play. I like that a lot.
Yeah, another volume play for sure.
Definitely, definitely.
Yeah, but I mean,
Anything else you want to go over with this
give me the
game with the
49ers to win,
backups
I
in?
guess. I don't. I wouldn't bet on this game because of the backups.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I would stay away from this 100%.
That's right. The Cowboys and the Commanders. The Cowboys minus 13. If they win, they stay at the number 2 spot. If they lose and the Eagles win, then the Eagles take the spot.
They win the division.
Right. So the
Cowboys
Cowboys are going to go out there
should
and blow
win
them
this
out.
game.
Yeah.
They should win this game. This secondary for the Commanders is one of the worst we've seen in a long time. And Dak and that offense is really, they've been picking it up and playing a lot better. I mean, there's a reason why CeeDee Lamb is the highest receiver in this game. It's because
Yeah.
it's the matchup of the week. It's what you want.
Yeah, I think
So
he needs
there's
like.
probably going to be a lot of CeeDee Lamb in lineups, I would imagine.
Yeah, for sure. You definitely got to consider roster percentage and cash. And I'm not
Uh,
tournament so much, but cash for sure.
yeah.
But yeah, CD. I think if CD goes up there and has a 160-yard game, 2 touchdowns, he could be the offensive player of the year.
I could see that. Yeah, for sure, for sure.
I
I mean,
mean,
he's had a phenomenal season. He broke the record for receiving yards, but in Cowboys history, right?
yeah, I think
I
so.
think.
Yeah, receptions and
Yeah,
receiving yards, I'm
it's
pretty
been a
sure.
solid year for him. Been a
So
solid year for him.
yeah,
I'm
I think
taking the Cowboys, but I think it's going to be closer to 13. I'm
13's
taking
crazy.
Washington plus the
Yeah, I think
13.
Washington covers. Give me the
Yeah,
over
but
though. Give me
Cowboys.
the over.
Give me the over too. Yeah, I like that a lot. I like that a lot.
Yeah, CeeDee Lamb. I want to kind of talk about that because if Christian McCaffrey's out, Tyreek Hill could go out there and have a bad game, could get hurt. I mean, if Tyreek Hill doesn't have a good game and CeeDee Lamb goes there and shows out like he's been, I think CeeDee Lamb makes a very strong case for Offensive Player of the Year over Tyreek Hill and
I
Christian
like
McCaffrey,
that.
who won't
Yeah.
win MVP because it's going to be Lamar Jackson.
Yeah. Yeah, I like all that. I think I'm not against any of those guys you named. I think they've all put a phenomenal season together. They're all X factors. They all break the game. So I like that a lot. And Lamar Jackson having a great year with the revolving door. It doesn't seem like he lost Andrews. Battled injuries with the receivers, lost J.K. Dobbins, and has still shown that he can go out there and ball.
Yeah, for sure.
He's faced some of the most adversity at quarterback and has fought through it. They can win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. There's not much to talk about in this Cowboys game. I got CeeDee Lamb in my lineup at 9,300. Super expensive, but I do have him in. Tony Pollard, I'm okay with him in tournament, but I don't really care for him in cash.
Yeah, yeah, I could see Tony Pollard having a really good day, especially if they run out the clock. If they just blow him out, if you take the over 13, you probably have Tony Pollard in your lineup. You and me are taking the under, so we're like, it's probably going to flow more towards CD Lamb.
Yeah,
Being a
honestly,
more
even
competitive
if
game. That's why we're picking the over.
even if the Cowboys do cover, I think that Jerry Jones and the Cowboys as a franchise is a greedy franchise, and they want to feed CeeDee Lamb just for the publicity.
For sure,
So I think
for
CeeDee
sure.
Lamb's a
The
smash for me,
jersey
regardless.
sales, the ticket sales, all the flashiness. They're a flashy team. That's
Yeah,
what they
that's right.
love.
But yeah, I don't have much left to talk
Uh,
about this game. I'll take the over 46 and a half.
I like it. Kansas City at LA Chargers. Chargers -3. I take it that the Chiefs are benching their starters. They've
They are.
clinched. Another game I'm staying away from. Like we talked about before, 35 under over. A bunch of backups in. Just no,
Yeah,
thank you.
Blaine Gabbert at quarterback.
Blaine Gabbert starting.
That's
Really?
interesting. It's an interesting play.
Oh, I haven't heard that name in forever.
Yeah, Blaine Gabbert is 4,800 against a bad Chargers defense. It could be an interesting start. I think one of the only guy I really want to start here is Noah Gray at tight end.
Tight end.
Yeah, I think Noah Gray could be a really good start here. I think he's 2,500. I have to double check.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not against that. I think that's a good stream. I think that you're going to get the backups of already terrible defense. Well, not LA Chargers will probably have their starters in at defense. I would imagine.
I think so.
They're
Yeah.
just they're probably fighting for contracts and incentive pay, stats and extra pay and stuff. So I bet they have their starters in. So like, what does that mean for Blaine Gabbert, who's a quarterback that early in he was a high draft pick, man. I think he was a top 10 pick. He just never really panned out for him. I think it'd be interesting to see. I think he was drafted in 2011, 2012, somewhere around there. He's been in the league for a while. And sometimes you see those experienced quarterbacks who's been sitting and learning for 10 years, 7 years, 6 years, like a Geno Smith. You're like, he comes out just balls. And you're like, whoa, or was this early in the career? Not saying he's going to do that, but it's just something that you can keep your eye out on. Blaine Gabbert, has been in the league for a while, high draft pick. There's talent there. Whether it comes together, who knows?
Yeah, I agree with that. How do you feel about Austin Eckler at 6,600? It's cheap.
Um, you know, I'm okay with it. Chiefs backup defense, no Chris Jones in this game. I'm okay with Austin Eckler. I think he's kind of fighting for his future right now.
That's right.
Like he's had a tough year. He could be, they could release him, they could move on from him, and he's in the running back position. We saw how quick it falls off. Dalvin Cook just got cut from the Jets, 1 year removed from the Vikings, from the Minnesota team where he was a top 10 back. It was a decline, but kind of like we saw with Eckler, there was a decline. Ended up being a top 10 back. I know Eckler's probably top 25. Where's he at right now?
Yeah, I
As
have no
far as
clue.
it's somewhere around there. It's definitely been a little bit worse than Dalvin Cook's last year with Minnesota, but
Right.
uh, it just shows you that you're gonna have to perform, man, or you might just fall off at running back.
Yeah,
You
that's very
know,
true. That's very
I'm
true.
okay with Austin.
Yeah, I'm pretty much staying away from everybody else in this game. I mean, I don't want to bet on this game either. I mean, who knows?
Yeah,
The Chargers are -3, so I guess I would take the Chiefs plus the points, but I don't. I'm not interested.
I will say I am interested in the Noah Gray though. I think a lot of veteran quarterbacks will come in and they'll use that tight end as like the check down. He's a Blaine Gabbert pure pocket passer. The check downs are going to go to the slot guys and the tight ends. Noah Gray, if I'm going to take a shot on one of those guys scoring for the Kansas City Chiefs, um, yeah, I'm going to go. Noah Gray's a good player.
Yeah,
If
he's a
you're
good
going, if
player
you're
in
going to
general, so I
punt,
think I think I like that.
I like that too. Anything else you want to go over with this game? I'm not touching it if I'm betting.
Yeah, I'm not either. I guess we can go to Denver and Las Vegas.
The Raiders, yeah. Another they're both these teams out of the playoffs, divisional game. What are they really fighting for? Russell Wilson, he's not playing in this game. Who's filling in for Russell Wilson?
I don't know. Let's see here.
I don't know who's because they've benched him for a couple weeks now, right?
Right.
I haven't had eyes on
Yeah, I
Denver.
think this is the second week they benched him. God, I can't think of who it is. I'm trying to pull this up real
I
quick.
can't either. What does this mean for Devontae Adams? Comes there for Derek Carr. They were they get rid of Derek Carr, and then now he's like
Jared
I'm
Stidham.
fighting for legacy. Jared Stidham, that's right. Not big on Jared Stidham. He was drafted
No,
by New
definitely
England out of
not.
Auburn. Really tall, like almost not as big as Brock Osweiler, but very tall, right around 6'4", 6'5". Has the
It's
physical
large.
traits. Pretty strong arm, but just lacks decision making, pocket presence, panics in the pocket. I don't know what this game is going to bring, man. I'm not betting on this one either. More trying to bet on the games that have implications, some
Yeah, I agree with
playoff
that.
implications.
The implications.
The implications, yeah. Yeah, shout out to Always Sunny. But this game, I don't know what you're going to get on the Raiders side of the ball. Zamir White, I do like Zamir White. What about the running backs for Denver? How you feeling about them?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really care to start Javante or anything. I think with Jared Stidham there, it's going to be hard to move that offense.
I agree.
But I mean, they could be okay. I guess I like the cheaper options. Like I like guys like Jordan Mason and Peter Strome better
Yes,
than those guys
yes.
anyway, and they're $2,000 cheaper. So
Zamir White too. I mean, he's been playing good. They give him the workload. He's getting all the goal line carries.
yeah,
Not
Zamir
bad. Because
White is
what's his name? Josh
six
Jacobs
thousand.
is on IR. Josh Jacobs is out
Yeah,
for the
he's
year.
out. He's out.
Well, I guess if you're out for this week, you're out for the year. So especially if
That's
you're not
right.
a playoff team.
That's
But
right.
yeah, I'm not touching this game. Devontae Adams, no thank you.
Yeah, Cortland Sutton maybe.
Patrick Surtain on him. Huh?
Maybe Cortland Sutton.
Maybe Cortland Sutton. But depending on what his price is, I would imagine it's around 5,900.
Let's go look. I think he's in the 6,000s. Yeah,
If he's
6,400.
in the 6,000s, he's what?
6,400.
I'm okay. I'd stay
Yeah, I'm
away.
out. I'm with you there.
I guess like there's just better quality around 6,400 that I think you can pick up on that has a little bit more consistency. That doesn't have Jared Stidham throwing. You don't have to rely on Jared Stidham. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Yep. 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is another game I want to stay away from if I'm a better.
Uh-huh.
You ready to move on to the next one?
I am Philly the Giants. How you feeling about this one? Philly favored by 5 points, 43 under over in New York. How you feel about it?
This is a must-win for
How you feel
Philadelphia.
about the Eagles right now?
Uh, I don't know. I think it's a big issue with coaching right now. There's a lot of talent, but you see the big decline since Shane Steichen left and Jalen Hurts. His
I
decision
think you
making's
do see a
bad.
little bit of that. I was thinking that the other day. You're definitely seeing a little bit of that. Nothing Jalen Hurts can't handle. Any elite quarterback in the history has gone through spells like this. Brady's went through spells, and Patrick Mahomes is going through this right now.
Right.
Where it's just something's off. Just not clicking quite right. For different reasons for all different teams. But Jalen Hurts, he's going to get it right. And I think once they get in the playoffs, and you have to, say you do have to go to Philly, they're going to be fine. They might not go to the Super Bowl, but they're going to look like the Philadelphia team that's going to be competitive, win those games, play very well. I don't think it's going to be this team is just not clicking right the past few weeks. I think they're going to right the ship. I think they will.
Yeah, and that's also what happens when you come out of playing that gauntlet of a schedule they had, with Miami,
Yeah.
Buffalo, Kansas City, 49ers, Dallas twice. That's 7 games in a row
Yeah.
is tough.
Yeah. Yeah. We talked about that preseason about how tough the schedule was. And there was going to be because they only lost 3 last year, right?
I believe so. Yeah, 13-3. It
I think so.
was
We
the
knew there was going to be
Saints,
a
the
couple more
Cowboys,
losses.
and one more, the Washington Commanders.
Yeah, we knew it was going to be a little bit. It was a way tougher schedule, so we knew there was going to be another loss or two in there
Which
somewhere.
is which
But
is why you see the teams that go to the Super Bowl struggle the next year. I mean, the Chiefs and the Eagles are both struggling. The schedule has been very hard.
exactly. Yeah,
So I mean, and the
they
Eagles can
really bounced
still
back well.
yeah, the Eagles can still pull off the number 2 spot, but honestly, it might be better for them if they don't. They go out there and if they win today and the Cowboys win with the 5th seed, they have to play the winner of the NFC South.
That's
It'll be an
that's
away game,
favorable.
but that's a good matchup. And
Yeah,
then
but you would hate to have to go to Jerry World for a playoff game and a divisional game. Like you want that played in Philly, if that
yeah,
ever does align.
yeah, for sure.
You know.
Which I don't think that's very likely, but it's possible. It's very possible.
Yeah, yeah. They might have been an NFC Championship, which means somebody has to go to San Fran. Not saying they can't do it, just saying that you have to kind of, like you said, it's kind of unlikely for the scenario to line up. But yeah, I think Philly covers here. I think they do what they need to do. No faith in the Giants. It's a pathetic, putrid team. Saquon Barkley is the only highlight on that team.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
that's
but
absolutely true.
hats off to him because he said when he was going through the contract dispute, he was like, "I don't want to move. I don't want to leave. I like it
Right.
here. My family's here. I don't want to uproot my family and leave. I like playing for the Giants, which is like something you really don't see, especially if somebody as talented as him, and
Yeah,
they
there's no
know
rules
they can.
anymore.
You don't see it. You really don't. And I don't know if you should or shouldn't see it. These NFL owners, they don't care about you. You're just another player, just another number to them. So
That's very true.
you know, it's like kind of like one of those things where not to get off topic here, but why am I giving a 2 weeks notice to a job that's going to not give me a 2 weeks notice when they fire me?
Yeah, that's true.
It's like, why am I doing you a favor that you wouldn't do for me? I don't know.
Yeah, that's very
But I
true.
do think that I do like it's refreshing to see Saquon, a talented player, kind of just go, you know what, this is my team. They drafted me. I want to play here. Pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with that. Terod Taylor too is kind of has been a little bit of a highlight for this team.
Yeah, it's a good point. Good point. He really has.
And Darren Waller, but there's a lot they got to figure out. But I do like Brian Dable as a coach. I think that he has the locker room. It's just they got to put it together.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Anything you want to go over with this game? I think it hits the over.
Yeah, I'm going to take the over here. I'm going to take the Giants to cover. I think the Eagles win, but I think the Giants cover. +5. I mean, I'm scared. I don't even know if we can win this game.
Yeah, I know. I know. I know. I would feel a little shaky with the Eagles too if I was a fan.
I mean,
But I
we
just
played
keep
them 2 weeks
thinking
ago.
like,
We played them 2 weeks
yeah,
ago, and it was 21-7 coming out of the half. First play, muff the punt, Giants score. Next play, pick six, 21-21. Or 24-21.
Jesus, God, you can't do that. You
Yeah,
just can't do that.
that's the type of mistakes the Eagles have been making for the last 5 weeks. So
You just can't do that. I think they cover here. I think they win big. But I do see a path. It's gonna be competitive. Maybe they don't win big. It's a divisional game. You play a team twice. I mean, it's gonna be close. You get a second shot for whoever wins. Doesn't matter. The other team who lost is gonna make it competitive in the next game. I could see what you're saying here. I could see it. I could see it being close and taking the +5 because +5 is a lot in the divisional game. But I think the Eagles. I think they get back on track. It's time. It's fucking time.
the only thing I'd be worried
Excuse the
about
language.
as DraftKings goes is that if the Eagles are up big in the second half, do they just bench their starters, or if they see that the Cowboys are winning, do they just bench their starters? I'm staying
Yeah,
away from everybody in this game.
that's
I don't want anything to do with this.
that's a good way of looking at it because if they're like, yeah, if they see that the Cowboys are up 35-7, why do we have Jalen Hurts in?
That's right.
You know, you're just risking your guy for no reason.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, a whole half of gameplay is a lot of wear and tear on the body, and especially having to play next weekend, probably against the Bucks in Tampa Bay. That is
Yeah.
good to have that extra rest. I'm glad we're playing not a Monday night game or a Sunday night game right now.
Yeah, right, right. The Monday night game being
Well, there's
what
not a
was
Monday
it?
night game, is there?
Well, it's college football. The college football championship is
Right,
the Monday
right.
night game. So the bathroom game, Michigan with a W and Washington with a
Is
or
that
Michigan with an M and Washington with a W.
is that this
Huh?
Monday?
That I think so. It might. Is
Or
it
do they
this
skip?
Monday?
I
I
thought
thought
I
it
thought they
was.
skip a week.
They could, but
We
they
can
skipped
find out.
this. Well, yeah, I think it's Monday. But
Yeah, it is tomorrow. Yeah, 7:30.
yeah, that's going to be an interesting game. But
Yeah, I think
the
it'd be good.
Bills at Miami. This is like the most exciting game of the week. I feel like
I mean, it's up there. It's up there. Maybe the most exciting game
it's
of the
up
year.
there. Yeah, it could be. If the Bills lose, they're not getting in.
Yeah, if the
If
Bills
the
lose
Bills
and the
win, they're
Jags
in.
win. If the Bills lose and the Jags win, they're out of the playoffs.
Jags win. Wow,
If the
that's
Bills
so crazy to
win,
think
they're the
Josh
number
Allen
two
and the Bills.
seed.
Oh man, so much pressure. It's in Miami too. Miami, they're thinking, let's beat them now. We don't want to
Yes.
see them in the playoffs in Buffalo.
I've got the Bills
Because if
winning
they
this game, man.
win you think the Bills win?
Yeah, the Bills have been so hot. They're so hot right now. And look,
They
there's a
are. I'm
reason why
taking
they're
the Bills to
minus
win too.
three in Miami.
I think they win, and I think they cover.
I think they
No
win and they cover.
Raheem Mostert in this game. Yeah,
No Raheem Mostert?
it's going to be a fun game. No, I think he's not expected to play. It's all Achan and Wilson and Ahmed, I believe.
That's interesting.
I think. I glanced at some of the inactives this morning. I thought I saw his name on it. I could be wrong.
Okay. Yeah, double check
Something
that.
to look for.
Yeah,
Bill's
for
been playing
sure.
better. They look physical. Miami has a problem with physical teams, and they can't beat teams with winning records. The Bills are hot right now. Miami just, coming off the beat down of Baltimore, losing to Tennessee. Their confidence is probably at a low right now. They're kind of Waddle's been banged up. Tyreek Hill's been banged up. You got, no Raheem Mostert. It's like this doesn't
This is a
seem like a
recipe
good
for
recipe
disaster.
for Miami. Yes, yes, for sure, for sure. I think the Bills win. I think they cover. I think they 48. You think it goes over 48?
I think it does, man. I think this is going to be a shootout, divisional game. I think I'm excited for this game.
I am too. It's going to be fun, man.
Do you want to go over your DraftKings lineup?
I do not have a DraftKings on it, but I will make one if
All right,
need
well,
be.
I'll go ahead and go over mine.
Okay, go for it.
So yeah, quarterback, I got Nick Mullins at 5,100. Against the Detroit Lions defense, if he gets me 12 to 15 points, I'm pretty happy with that. He's really cheap. Then at running back, I got Jordan Mason at 46, and Pierre
I
Strong at
love Jordan
4,000.
Mason.
Yeah, both guys are
I
getting a
like
lot of
both of
volume,
those.
super cheap. I kind of changed around my tight end. I did have Kyle Pitts at tight end, but I changed that to Noah Gray, and then I changed Greg Dortch to DeAndre Hopkins. So yeah, DeAndre
I
Hopkins
like
at
that.
6,100, and then at wide receiver I have Justin Jefferson and CeeDee Lamb, 9,300 and 8,500. I think it's going to be
Oh,
a
that's
lot of
nice.
points
Yeah,
there. Yeah.
yeah.
The flex, I
CeeDee
got
Lamb, I
Zamir
think,
White.
is a guy you're going to have in your lineup. You're going to have to spend
Yeah,
up
for
for CeeDee
sure.
Lamb.
If he doesn't play good, it's probably going to be 70% rostered, so it's fine.
Any interest in Tyrod Taylor? In
Uh, yeah, yeah, I think it's not bad. What is he, 5,500?
53. I think I
Okay.
like Mullins more. I think I'm with you now. I like Mullins a little bit more.
Yeah, for sure.
But the
And then
running backs, I think you nailed them, man. I think you're right because you have to spend up on CD. You kind of need to go up here strong or like who was your other running back? I'm sorry.
Pierre Strong,
It
Jordan
was
Mason, and Zamir White in the flex.
Zamir White in the flex. Yeah, I like that. Those are great starts, man. I like all those.
And then the
We're kind
under
of going
over
through
of
some.
29 points, I got the Patriots defense.
Love that. I think that's a great safe floor. Patriots, yeah, been playing phenomenal. They haven't given up. For a while they were one of the top defenses.
Yeah, for sure.
Past
Are you on Prize Picks?
weeks, you go under over is 29.
Are
I'm
you
not. No,
okay? So I do want to talk about some prop bets on Prize Picks.
go for it.
One of the ones that I really like this week is Sam Howell over 218.5 passing yards.
Oh, I love that. That's probably going to happen. They
Yeah, I
don't
think
have a
that's a
choice.
really
They're going
good
to have to
one.
throw the ball.
Um, Another one I really like, Bijan Robinson, less than 20.5 receiving yards. That one feels a little
Okay,
risky, but I feel pretty good about it. I don't think it's going to
that's
be
not bad. That's not a bad bet.
right. And then another one I'm really big on is Ty Chandler over 44.5 rushing yards.
I really like that one. That's a good one.
Yeah, I
Where's
haven't much
Alexander
plays in,
Madison at?
but
Is he still out?
yeah. Ty Chandler took the job anyway.
He's taken. Yeah, yeah, for sure.
But yeah, that's a few
Yeah,
of
I guess
the prop bets I like. I've been making a ton of money on
I
there
like that.
right now. But yeah, it's good, man. I'm really excited for these games this week. Um, Thanks for listening, guys. You got anything else?
Yeah, I think that's about it, man. It's been fun. We're really excited to bring next week. We're going to bring our once the playoffs are set, we're going to bring our playoff bracket predictions to open up the show. If you're cool with that, we'll
Yeah,
bring up once the seeds are set, we'll fill out our brackets and see if we can guess it and talk about who we like, who we don't like. In some DFS. We're excited to bring some more football talk to you guys.
yeah, man. I'm with you. It's been a good show. It's good talking to you as always. And good luck
Always.
on your DraftKings. Good luck on your prop bets. Anything you got going on?